At a recent Storm Tristle Club Safety at Sea seminar, we caught up with Brooke West.
If you have a fire on your boat, the race is over. You're done.
Brooke is an experienced firefighter, as well as a veteran offshore sailor and a Storm Tristle Club member. He's also the instructor for the firefighting component of the Safety at Sea seminar. What are the essentials that you teach people about putting out a fire?
Mostly what we're trying to get people is getting them accustomed to using the extinguisher. Most people have never fired one before. They've never had an opportunity to do so. So that's what we're trying to get them to do. What we're trying to impress upon them is to use the whole extinguisher, aim at the base of the fire. Most people, they see a fire and the first thing they're doing is they're aiming at the flames. And that's not where the source of the fuel is. It's down at the bottom. So by lighting these pits on fire, we're getting them accustomed to aiming at the base, sweeping back and forth, and knocking the fire out.
A common acronym to keep in mind when using a fire extinguisher is PASS. P-A-S-S. Pull the pin. Aim at the base of the fire, not the flames. Squeeze the trigger and sweep back and forth across the base of the fire. If you do have a fire, what should you do?
First thing you need to do is call for help. Get the cavalry coming, get people there as quickly as you possibly can. You want to turn the boat into the wind. You want to start getting your crew ready to evacuate the boat or abandon ship, and then you want to start fighting the fire. You want to start fighting the fire with 2 people. All of that, it sounds like a long time, all of that should only take a matter of seconds.
And what do you fight the fire with? Should you ever fight a fire on a boat with water?
As a last resort, yes, but you want to use your extinguishers. You want to use your ABC dry chemical extinguishers. If you happen to have a CO2 extinguisher aboard, you can use that. But your last effort is going to be water. You don't want to bring water onto the boat for obvious reasons. But if you also have a diesel fuel fire, you've now created a moving fire on the boat.
And what about foul weather gear?
Foul weather gear, unfortunately, is made of synthetic fibers and it will shrink and melt. So you don't want to fight a fire wearing your foulies. You want to try to get that off, you want to leave it on deck, and you want to then go in and attack the fire. You may end up with some surface burns if you happen to get that close, but that's going to heal. Foul weather gear shrunk down and melted to your skin, that's a bad day for everybody.
How many fire extinguishers should be aboard a boat?
U.S. Coast Guard has a list of recommendations. I generally try to tell people to at least double that. They say, I believe it's a 40-footer you're supposed to have. I believe it's 3 extinguishers. I'm all for putting 6 on board. Put a couple in the cockpit, so if you're going down below, you've got an extinguisher in your hand, and then put the rest throughout the boat down below, clearly marked so everybody knows where they are and nobody has to search for it.
And how often should you have your fire extinguishers inspected?
Every year. Your marina can do that for you. There are all sorts of companies that will come out and do that for you. But you as a boat owner should inspect your extinguishers every single season. The most important thing about firefighting is remain calm. Don't panic. It's only going to burn until it hits the water and then it'll go out. Remain calm. Call for help immediately. Even if you think it's a little small fire, call for help. Get on the radio. Get the cavalry coming. Once you have called for assistance, told them your situation, de-energize the boat. Shut your fuel off, shut your propane off, shut your power off. De-energize everything. Don't give the fire any more help by providing it more stuff to keep burning. Get all your crew members out of the boat, up on deck. Have them prepare to abandon ship. Something we never want to talk about, something we never want to think about is leaving our boat, okay? But have your crew on deck, get the life raft out, get your abandoned ship kit ready. Don't deploy it, but have it ready. Once you have called for assistance, you're going to give people tasks. You're going to make sure that one person has a portable radio in his hand so you can give updates. You're going to make sure that somebody else has their handheld GPS. So these are my coordinates. I've disabled the vessel, and at this point, firefighting operations are now happening. You're down below, preferably with somebody else, and you're working to get the fire out. You always want to make sure the fire is in front of you. You never want the fire to get behind you. Additionally, you want to make sure you have a clear escape route. You always want to make sure that you can either get out the companionway, get out the hatch if it becomes too big, and you can back out. When you're fighting a fire, you want to get down low, and you want to go at the base of it. Okay? If you're standing up, we all learned in science class a million years ago, hot air rises. So you're standing in the cabin, the fire's smoke and everything else, and all the heat is up high in the cabin, right where your head is. You want to get down low, you want to get under it, you want to get down where the air is clear, presumably, and where the fresh air is. And you want to go at it. Again, making sure your escape route is clear behind you. What we're going to teach you today is what they call pass. It's pull the pin, there's a safety pin in it, aim at the base of the fire. Don't aim at the flames, aim down at the bottom. Squeeze the trigger, you're going to feel a little recoil when you do. Those of you that have never fired a fire extinguisher before, you're going to feel just ever so slight, you'll feel a little pushback, and then sweep back and forth across the base of the fire. Okay?
Pin these out, we just want to see if we did good last night. Nothing happened. Oh, look what happened. Okay? Now you see why maybe 2 or 3 fire extinguishers. There you go. Come on. Okay? Keep on. Stay on. Watch around. Stay on. Like you said, touch that extinguisher.
Back and forth. Sweep it.
Back and forth.
There you go. Get it.
There you go.
Nice job.
The extinguishers you have in your boat should all be A, B, and C. A, B, and C. A is common combustibles, wood, paper, that type of thing. B is flammable liquids. Everybody has flammable liquids on their boats. You have diesel fuel, presumably. And then C, electrical. Everybody has electrical on their boat. You all have radar, you all have GPS units, you all have radios. There's your electrical. There are 2 firefighting systems that I encourage any boat owner to get for their engine. One is called the fire port. It's made by Marine East. It's a small port that you can easily put into the engine box. It has a small outlet or window that you can look through to see whether there's actually a fire in your boat. If there happens to be one in the engine box, you can easily take a fire extinguisher, smash the port out, and expend the entire extinguisher into the port. You're not risking having a blowback into your face by opening and checking to see if there's actually a fire. As everybody knows, if you introduce air to a fire or into an environment like that, you could get a flashback into your face. The other unit I like is another one. It's about the size of a fire extinguisher, and it's an automatic system that can be very easily installed into your engine box. It has a fusible link, which basically means that it'll melt and set the extinguisher off. There's also a manual pull pin on it. So for whatever reason, the fusible link does not go off, you can simply set it off manually by pulling the pull cord on it. The nice thing about both those 2 systems is, as we've all learned in high school science and in college science, that fire needs oxygen to burn. By opening up a port that you would normally use to check your transmission or check your oil level, by opening up a port that size, you're introducing a huge volume of air into a potentially hazardous environment. If you open that up and the fire is starving for oxygen, as soon as you open that up, you're going to get a fresh volume of air into the motor, causing the motor at that point, or any flame inside the motor, to blow back. You want to keep the fire contained to one area. That's why I encourage the use of the fire port or the automatic fire system that can be easily installed. Make every effort to not go down below wearing your foul weather gear. Because this is a plastic material, this is likely to melt to your person. So you want to try to get this off. You don't want to go down below wearing fleece. You don't want to go down below wearing the Henry Lloyd Breeze jackets or the Gill vests, the nylon vests. You don't want to go down below in this. You want to try to go down below in cotton if you have it, or believe it or not, take it off. You don't want, in the heat, that to melt to your body. It will encapsulate you, and you're not going to be a particularly happy guy.